Good evening, class. We are on measures of variability. Please take out your notes and let's get started. So we talked about measures of center, and those are the ones that are in the center or the middle of the data. Measure of variability describes how spread out or how far apart our data is. It can also be described on how much the data deviates from the center. It's really a how far apart. Wow. Sorry, guys. Handwriting is atrocious tonight. The range is the measure of variability that represents the spread distance in the data. It can be determined by finding the least and greatest values in the data set and then just subtracting the two numbers. This is not tricky at all. You find your biggest number, your smallest number, subtract them. That's your answer. That's as hard as this one gets. So we're going to find the range. So you're going to find your biggest page, and you're going to find your smallest page right here, and you literally subtract them. Now, I mean, the biggest thing here is making sure you get the right numbers. I mean, none of this is going to be very hard. Range of the grocery bill, you're finding your biggest number, which was this one, and your smallest number, which is this one, and you're subtracting. And you get $119.91. Jones family read evening and record their time. What is the range of minutes read by the family? Once again, biggest minus smallest. You get 124 minutes. Oh, liar, liar, pants on fire. See, I made that mistake. What did I not do? Did I pick the biggest number? No, because I was rushing. How about this one? 246 minus 62. Try it again. That's 4. 24 minus 6, 18. 184 minutes. Okay, how about this one? 19 is my lowest, and my biggest is 189. That's 170. Okay, you guys got range? Boy, I hope so. Interquartile range, not as easy, but it's okay. It's not horrible. Interquartile range is a measure of variability that splits the data into 4 equal size quartiles. It represents the middle 50% of the data. First, we order our data from least to greatest. We find our median. We find our upper and lower quartile, and we're going to go over all of this, and I will teach this really well in class. You will feel good about it. And then subtract to find the IQR. You know, interquartile range, too long for me to be writing, not an English teacher here. So we abbreviate IQR. Okay, so here is our data. We're going to order it from least to greatest first. That is the most important thing. So I have 28, 36, 44, 59, 66, 71, and 108. First thing you're going to do is you're always going to tell me the smallest, the minimum price or minimum anything. So that's what you're going to find first. And it's 28. And then you're going to go back and you're going to find me the maximum. And there's a reason for this, which we will get to in a couple days when we do box and whisker plots. you need all these numbers. So what's the median price? I need the middle price. Now, normally I would cross out, but I need to do things with this data, so I don't want to cross out for real. I'm just going to do this here. The middle of my data is right here. We'll go and highlight that yellow. So this is our median, and so that is 59. Now, once we have that, we want to find the middle of the first half of the data. Now, I'm going to do something because I need you to kind of not look at this data for a minute. So I'm going to create this box, and I want you to ignore that data, okay? So we're going to look at just the first half, and I want to know what the middle is. So where is the middle of my data? Well, hopefully you guys are all going, it's 36, miss. Well, yes, it is 36. That's the middle of your data because you could cross off, and there you get this. Now, we're going to do the same thing over here, except we're going to hide the first half of the data, and we're going to look at the upper half or the upper quartile. What's my middle of my data here? I hope you're all like yelling at your screen right now. 71, miss. Good job. Okay, so the interquartile range becomes these. We call this Q3 and this Q1. This is the middle 50% of our data. We are going to subtract them, 71 minus 36, and we get 35. And so that is what we call your IQR. Now, is this IQR is large or small? I mean, in this case, 35, I don't think that's relatively that big. So your IQR is $35, which is the middle %50 of the data. That means all of the data is within $35. Okay. Okay. We're going to do lots of these. Don't worry about it if you didn't catch all of that now. Now, variability is kind of important. So different situations can lead to data that has variability and data that does not have variability. Now, we talked about this a couple days ago, and they have just a very brief review of it here. Remember that variability would be like the number of people at a mall on a given day, the number of people at the mall on a given day. And then without variability would be like the number of months in the year. Because if I ask you, it's 12, right? I ask your neighbor, it's 12. If I ask someone else, it's 12. So when we are doing without variability, everyone's answer is going to be the same. Now, if I asked you the height, your height, everyone's height, that's different. That has variability. So we want to make sure we're doing this. So I'm going to do a real quick review with you guys. You are going to answer these, and I will check these in class tomorrow. We are going to practice IQR a lot tomorrow, as well as range. So don't worry about it if you didn't get in that one brief one, but we will practice. I do need a 1 to 2 sentence summary, and I will see you guys in class tomorrow. Have a great night.